Hello, and welcome to this week's Profit Maximizer Moment. This show is dedicated to helping business owners dramatically improve their bottom line with our weekly profit maximizing tips that you can use today. I'm your host and coach, Wayne Bilal. I'm also the founder of a local CPA firm that works with business owners to make them more money and help them keep it from the IRS. Do this with our profit coaching programs and with our tax planning system, which has saved my clients millions of dollars, all legally, like I say every week. Love my clients, don't wish to share a jail cell with them. Today, we're going to talk about continuing the theme of what we did. We're only going to be on this for a couple more this week and next week, I think. Then we're going to go to a different topic. I think we're doing cost cutting or something. I can't remember now. I just set up the calendar. Anyways, by the way, happy Halloween. If you're watching this live, today's October 31st. If not, well, have a great day anyways. What we're going to talk about is making sure your advertising works for you, and it's not just an expense item. Look, advertising can have a life of its own if you don't have a system in place to control it. By neglecting your advertising and your marketing, whatever, and when I'm saying advertising, I'm using a broad stroke. Whatever you do to put your message out to your customers or potential customers, all right? Social media, Google ads, TV ads, radio, direct mail, I don't care. Excuse me, whatever that may be. Your goal in managing your advertising is to ensure that you are in control of what you're sending out as a message and to make sure you are getting what you're paid for. So what you paid for. A lot of times you got to be careful. You'll hire this advertising person and they put something out they think is right for you, but you know your business better than anybody else. And if you don't know who your ideal customers are, you shouldn't even start advertising until you figure that out. Who is the message trying to go to? But we're not going to, that's a different video. And I've covered that in the past. So when it comes to promoting a brand, it's imperative that any advertising one is done consistently. So when purchasing the advertising or whatever you're going to do, consider the following. Are you advertising on the right medium? Make sure your ads in whatever medium you pick, social media, print, whatever, church bulletin, I don't care. Make sure it reaches the customers that you want, that are profitable, all right? Get a 6-month to 1-year contract. You can usually, first of all, negotiate better rates, and it forces you to advertise consistently. It takes a while to get to a point where the jingle, and you know who it is. You can probably think of the McDonald's jingle. I'm not going to sing it. Bum, 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 bum. I can't even think about it. How's that? But when you hear it, you know it's McDonald's. All right. That didn't happen in one time. That was consistency. All right. And you can think of the Gecko guy, we see it, we know what they're advertising insurance. That didn't happen right away. That was consistently. Sticking with the insurance thing, Mayhem. Remember the Allstate guy that causes accidents all over. If you're not covered, you could pay for this. Well, that didn't happen with one ad. So consistency is key. So you need to make sure you have the budget for it. You need to make sure it's going to pay for itself. You need to hold yourself accountable. All right. So one of the biggest mistakes, like I said, made by small business owners is they give up too early. And I say, second one is they start the advertising before they know. Notice I've said it twice now that you're appealing to the ideal prospect who would become your ideal customer. You don't do the advertising and then say, I hope it hits my person. You start with the person that you want to attract and figure out where they're at and how's the best way to reach them. Okay. Make sure you have control of the message. Work with an advertiser and make sure the quality of the ad is high because, after all, this represents your company. But the message needs to match your goals and your marketing plan in order to work for your company. Don't just settle. You are paying for this ad and you need to be satisfied that it will work for you. All right. So you're the one that knows best. If you don't know, they're not going to know. They're going to pull something out of a shoebox that makes you look like, I did some other furniture store and this is what we did. I mean, car ads, they all look the same. Furniture stores, they all look the same. I want something different. All right. I need to stick out in the crowd. Well, only you know what separates you from your competition. And we've talked about that, why, with all the choices out there, including just doing nothing, should I choose you? You need to be able to answer that, and that needs to be in your ad. Okay. If you have a small budget or a small staff, start with only one market advertising tool. Choose the one that you think will most likely reach your target market. It's better to do one thing right than to do 5 things badly. But if you don't have a big budget, I'd recommend there's an old book out there. It's still, I think, good, and they've updated it. But I'd start with the original, which is Guerrilla Marketing. So look it up, Guerrilla Marketing, and they've created their own little in niche, okay, because they have a ton of books like Guerrilla Marketing for Accounting. I remember seeing that one for accountants. Yeah. All right. Last, don't invest in any advertising unless you can actually measure the results. Big companies can waste money doing image advertising. I worked at Coca-Cola for 6 years. We had a huge budget, locally even, never mind the national budget. So yeah, we could do, hey, Coke, we still buy the world Coke or something, whatever the heck that strange one was. You'll see them at Christmas with the polar bear and all the things. Try not to hug the polar bear, okay? Not healthy. As a small business owner, you just can't do that. You don't have the budget to do image advertising. You must be able to see a direct relationship between the ad and the sale. And if not, change something. Try again. All right. Always make a change. I mean, even if you signed a 6 month to a 1 year contract, if you're not seeing anything after the first month, change the ad. Keep trying. Change what time it's on or where it's at or who it's directed to. Don't just keep doing the same thing. But you don't know to change if you're not tracking it. All right. Tomorrow we're going to talk about analyzing your promotion results. I think it was P.T. Barnum. Yeah, matter of fact, I wrote it down here that said I waste half my advertising dollars. The only problem is I don't know which half. Well, we're going to work on trying to eliminate that. We'll talk about that next week. And hey, November already, so it's time to get our butt in gear and get moving, right? Time to end the year strong. Excuse me. Hey, until next time, this is Wayne Blau saying let's make this our most profitable year ever. And God bless. Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week, God willing, and see you at church. Take care.